Hi, this is Master Kevin Fong. In the year 2020, it's going to be the year of the Manta Rat. Do allow me to run through the 12 animal zodiac sign for you guys. So you're born in the year of the ox. So first and foremost, in the year of ox, you're blessed with 3 very good stars. So this is one of the year you want to maximize more in terms of your actions. But before that, let me just write you through what is some of the good stars that's heading your way. First, you do have the sun. Now the sun in traditional times is one of the best stars that is in all the stars in the universe. So now this sun that I'm talking about is always talking about noble people support. And it's just not normal noble people, they are powerful noblemen, right? So the nobleman stars always denote helpful people is going to come your way. So this year, if you want to be able to tap onto anything, even to start a business or even to tap onto a promotion through the help of co-colleagues, feel free to help, right? Because the nobleman's support stars is going to be there to assist you. Now the second stars you want to pay attention to is this stars that we call the Grand Duke combination. Now this stars is traditionally a partnership stars. So you want to make sure that this year, in terms of your networking and your platform, you want to stay out there, be connected to as many people as possible, since among them you may be tapping onto these people, whether it's for your businesses or even for some of the help in your career when you're trying to access up the ladder, right? So of course the third stars is a very good stars if you are investors. Because simply this stars is I'm talking about is Jade Hawk. Now Jade Hawk is a stars that is somewhat like a multiplier stars. It means to say that if there is anything that you're going to acquire this year, whether they are assets or they are cheap properties. Now, of course, we do understand that the properties in this current market is on a weakening phase, right? You do heard there's a lot of reports that saying that the market is going on a downtrend, but hey, you know, this is also the time where millionaires are made, right? So try to keep your options open, find good assets to purchase during this time. But of course, you also need to take care of some of the inauspicious stars that is going to come your way, right? So first and foremost, you do have 3 of these inauspicious stars. The first one is actually called Insha. Now Insha is nothing that much to be afraid of, but technically Insha means that in this year, you may have accidentally stepped onto some female co-workers on their toes, right? So what this will have caused you is there will be some backstabbing maybe along the way. So what this means is very simple. Just be careful with all the words that's going to come out of your mouth, especially you're going to talk to a female colleague about it or even a female partners. So now the saying always goes, if you don't have anything nice to say this year, probably it's best to keep it to yourself, right? The other 2 stars, you just have to be a bit careful about sky emptiness stars. Now the word emptiness technically means that this year you may go through some period of time, you're going to cause some feeling of loneliness and it's going to make you emotional. And if you're going to react to this kind of emotional and loneliness moment, you may tend to make some upsetting decisions, like example, walk out of your relationship or walk out of your job. So one of the key things here is don't make any major decisions during this time. You're feeling not so good. Just take a break, step out, have a cup of tea, and make sure that your feeling is back to normal before you make any of these major decisions. So the last stars we're going to talk about here is this Chi, we call this the unlucky Chi. Now the unlucky Chi is one of the stars that is again going to build that sense of helplessness and you're feeling very stagnant, things is not really moving. This is a very simple solution, right? In fact, one of the key ways is to exercise your body energy. Sometimes we feel very stagnant and we don't know what we want to be heading out for. It's usually because you have been staying put in one area or doing something for too long a period of time. So drop that and cut that period short and try to do something instead, or maybe even going out with a cup of coffee with a friend is going to change that. Now on the final note, I just thought I would just give you a little bit more advice when it comes to handling not just your zodiac sign for this year. Now of course every year, you know, as far as the zodiac forecast that we are doing it, they are not going to affect you 100% in that fact, because in fact the zodiac sign is only going to account for a small percentage of it. Now, what this actually means is if your zodiac sign has prosperous stars, these are some of the years that you probably want to take more effort to move forward. You need to take action. It doesn't mean prosperous stars means you're just going to sit down on it and just going to strike a fortune. People just going to hand down money to you. On the contrary, in this kind of year where you have a lot of fortune stars that's coming your way, these are the year to go for expansion. Take out that job overseas or implement that dreams that you have not been implementing for a long time. But of course, on a side note, for some of you, if you have been saying, oh, there's so many inauspicious stars this year and think that this year is going to be all sucky, fret not. Let me just go a bit more in depth now. In fact, if you're going to talk about astrology, since you already subscribe to astrology in the first place, you do know that this is only breaks down to 12 animal sign. Now, to go a bit in depth, what you want to really find out is your date of birth and time, because technically it doesn't mean that, example, if we say that horse is not doing good this year because of clashes and all the horse will be collapsing, people who's born in the year of the horse will all die a horrible death. No, we don't mean that. What it actually also means is, for some of you out there, if you actually know your 八字in that sense, because your 八字actually give you 100% perspective to know what you really want to implement this year. So I actually implore some of you to take more time to understand some of your 八字and make good decisions from there. Of course, I do have my good teams of instructors and even myself. We are all ready to assist. For some of you, you want to open up your parts and know what is in line for 2020, feel free to let us know and we will always be here to help you. Do allow me to take this opportunity to wish you guys a happy and prosperous 2020 in the year of the Metal Rat. Cheers!